Her laughter echoed before the words did. I wasn't supposed to hear it. I wasn't supposed to be logged into her iPad, but I was. It sat on the kitchen counter, unlocked, and she was in the bedroom on a group call with her friends. "He's not ugly," she said, pausing just long enough for venom to soak through. "He's just forgettable." Laughter erupted, unfiltered, cruel. Then the final blow. If I left, he'd probably write me a poem instead of getting angry. Roaring amusement. Like I was fiction, like I was already gone. She didn't know I was 2 doors away. I didn't write a poem. I just opened notes and began drafting a goodbye she'd never forget. I'd always been quiet, thoughtful. She called it gentle, back when she needed someone different from the men who had bruised her. I listened more than I spoke, remembered small things, let her win arguments that didn't matter. But over time, gentleness became background noise to her, predictability mistaken for weakness. Her barbs had grown sharper in public. I ignored them at first. A joke here, a dig there. Oh, he's still using that ancient phone? He reads real books, like a grandpa. I laughed along, until the laughter started to feel pointed, until the man she'd once called my calm became her favorite passive punchline. But that night, in that group call, she wasn't joking. She was honest, and that made everything clearer. I didn't confront her. What was there to argue? She'd already made her case, publicly, gleefully. So instead, I listened, observed, watched how she paused before coming home, how she smiled more at her phone than she ever did at me, how her girls' nights stretched past midnight with no scent of alcohol or trace of lipstick on her glass. I started tracking it all, not because I wanted to catch her, but because I wanted to know the truth before I left. I cataloged her locations, mirrored her phone, cross-checked timestamps with security cam footage from our porch. Her forgettable husband remembered everything. And it was all there. The other man, the hotel receipts, the private messaging accounts, the whispers between her and her best friend, how she was easing me out. She was rewriting history in real time, and I let her, because endings, to be effective, must be earned. The night I chose to reveal it wasn't random. Her birthday. I planned everything. Rented out a small art gallery. Minimalist, white walls, black floors, quiet acoustics. She walked in beaming, friends trailing behind her like perfume, expecting champagne, balloons, applause. Instead, there were only framed pieces on the walls. No photos, just text, printed screenshots mounted like poetry. I'm sick of him always being available. He's too easy to forget. Maybe if he got angry once, I'd feel something. Each friend froze, eyes darting between glass and betrayal. She stared, mouth half open, like her body had been unplugged. I stepped into the center of the gallery, still silent, still calm. "You were right," I said, finally. "I didn't write a poem." She tried to speak. I held up my hand. "But I did write this exhibit." Her friends slipped out one by one like rats sensing water. She stayed, hands trembling, lips forming apologies she hadn't yet committed to. "This is humiliating." I nodded. "Good. You remember humiliation. Maybe you'll remember me, too." She reached for my arm. I stepped back. "You don't get to reach for someone you spent months shrinking." I handed her a manila envelope, my resignation from this life. Bank transfers, apartment lease, divorce papers, final. She looked stunned. "You're actually leaving?" I tilted my head. "Would you have remembered me if I stayed?" She blinked, slowly realizing this wasn't a fight she could flirt her way out of. She had never seen me angry, and that was the final cruelty. Because now she never would. I left before midnight. No music, no applause, no final words. I walked into the night alone. And it didn't hurt, not anymore. You only grieve when you lose something real. What we had died long before that gallery. She just forgot to bury it. Now, every time someone asks about her past, she'll remember that exhibit. Those walls, the silence, the man she called forgettable, who ended her chapter without ever raising his voice. If I was forgettable, then why does she still flinch at the mention of my name?